Hello, everybody. Nice to see everybody here tonight. Hope everybody's doing all right. Thursday night, I'm on TikTok, I'm on YouTube, I'm on all the good things, trying to, if you want to call them good things. TikTok is kind of crazy. I don't think you could call it good things. I have coffee. That's a good thing, as Martha Stewart would say. Hope everybody's doing all right tonight. Hello from Seattle. What can you do if they are in your electronics like TVs? I'm not sure. Are you asking about bed bugs there, Richard? I'm going to try to get my Skype on so you guys can call me if you want to. I'm trying to get everything. I always come down here to sit at my computer. It takes me forever to get everything going. And then I look over and I'm like, I'm late again. I'm late every single time I try to do this. I'm always late. Always late. You guys put up with a lot from me. Let me see if I can get my chat to work right. There we go. I can close that. That's my music. Don't need that no more. Nobody wants to listen to more music. People gonna talk to me now. Let's get that up here. Let's close that down. There we go. So, settings, sound, audio and video. I want audio. Audio will be my Yeti. And my audio, because I want to make sure this works, will be my... There we go. Great. Perfect. This thing, I don't know what it is with Skype, but it always likes to change my audio every single time, and I never hear when people try to call me. All right, so Richard Ray asks, hello from Seattle. We'll jump right into questions. What can you do if bed bugs are in your electronics, like TVs? I'm going to help my friend get rid of them. So the reason that I promote Crossfire on my channel, because I use Crossfire, number one reason is because I use it and it's effective. But also because it's a non-repellent. The reason that I use Crossfire in my business for bed bugs is because it is a non-repellent pesticide. There are other non-repellents out there like Crossfire. I just find that Crossfire works the best. So what I do is I treat the mattresses, the headboard, footboard, the bed rails, couches, love seats, lazy boy recliners. All that stuff gets treated. Those are places you're going to spend the majority of your time when the bed bugs want to feed. Bed bugs typically feed at nighttime, between like 3 and 4 o'clock in the morning, usually when you're dead asleep. And so if you are, if you're trying to get rid of your bed bug problem, the bed bugs are going to naturally be drawn to you because you're laying in the bed. The bed bugs are going to crawl across the treated surface to get to you, and then they're going to die. If you have bed bugs in your electronics, like your TVs, video game system, something like that, then you want to leave them in the room with the bed. The bed bugs can't get a blood meal from a video game system. They can't get a blood meal from a clock on the wall. They can't get a blood meal from a picture frame. They're all going to eventually have to come out and get to you, and they'll die. And so that's usually what I recommend, because heat can damage electronics, which is one of the reasons I don't agree with heat treatments. I don't like people doing a heat treatment in their house. It'll kill their TV, ruin all kinds of, priceless, things that, like pictures, photographs, stuff like that, can get ruined by heat treatments. And so I usually recommend doing a liquid treatment. It's more effective and you don't lose your things. Let's see. Tanok Talk asks, how do you get rid of a moth infestation? If you have a moth infestation like a meal moth, like in your stored products, like your flour, crackers, grits, stuff like that, moths like to get into, dog food, bird seed. Usually I tell people to look for bird seed and try to eliminate bird seed or put it in containers that are airtight, keep the bird seeds. So, because a lot of people don't think about bird seed, but bird seed will harbor moths because it's not really heavily monitored by the FDA or anything. And so, because birds don't care if there's a moth in the bird seed, who cares? A bird will eat a moth. And so, or dog food, cat food, moths get into that stuff too. So I tell people, try to keep that stuff in a sealed container so that the moths can't get out. That helps a lot. Number one, you want to do that. Take everything off of your cupboards, out of your, like if you've got a pantry with things kept in, you'll want to, and I got to block this person. I don't see how you can keep up with these people. But anyway, you pull everything off the shelves, everything out of your pantry. Take everything that the moths have infested and throw it out. Get rid of it, throw it away. Seal up anything in Ziploc bags that you're not sure of. Like, so if you've got maybe some cereal or maybe some rice that's in an open container, but you don't see any sign of moths in the container, then take that out, put it in like a sealed Ziploc bag, and that way you don't have to throw that away unless you open it one day and you find, oh, there's moths in that after all. Then throw it out. And then that way you've eliminated most, if not of all of the infested material. Then you treat all around your cabinet shelves, where the crack, especially where the shelf meets the wall, that little crack in there. A lot of times the caterpillar will crawl up into that little crack and will actually cocoon in there, which is what a moth is. Moth goes through metamorphosis just like a butterfly, and so the cocoons will be in there. You can treat in those cracks and crevices, and it will, and then wait till it dries, and then you put your food back in the pantry, and that usually will take care of your moth infestation. Usually once is all it takes to get rid of moths. They're real easy to kill. Let's see. Nicole says, hi from Texas. How long does Crossfire Residual really last? 30 days. Do you only use Crossfire for bed bugs? Correct. Do you only use Crossfire for bed bugs? I only use labeled pesticides. So what that means is if the pesticide is labeled for bed bugs, you use it for bed bugs. If bed bugs are the only thing on the label, that's the only thing you can use it for. So I can't go in your house and use Crossfire to kill cockroaches. Crossfire will kill cockroaches, but I don't spray for cockroaches with Crossfire because it's only labeled for bed bugs. That's why that's what it's for. You know, there are some broad pesticides like Alpine WSG, Tempered. These chemicals are more broad use, meaning they are for bed bugs, cockroaches, silverfish, ants, crickets, all kinds of bugs, and you can use that for those insects along with bed bugs. But with Crossfire, Crossfire is only for bed bugs. It's one of the reasons I think a lot of exterminators don't use Crossfire, is because it is not for more than just one thing. You know, if I were working, and this is not to pick on anybody in particular, I'm not picking on anybody, I'm just using a brand that everybody's familiar with, but if I worked for Orkin, okay, and I have to go out on a job, all right, I have 20 stops or 15 stops in a day, it would be very difficult for me to keep a one tank of Crossfire when I know, like, maybe my last stop is a bedbug job. For me to keep that one tank of Crossfire in the car, going through treating everybody's house, and then I have to keep that tank so that I can treat a house for bed bugs, it's easier for me as an exterminator to keep a canister of like Tempered that can be used for everything, and then I can still use it for the bed bugs at the end of the day. I don't have to worry about rinsing my can. I don't have to worry about changing out my chemical or anything. And so that's one of the reasons I think a lot of people don't use Crossfire. The other exterminators don't use Crossfire. I'm dealing with these tiny little beetle-looking bugs in my kitchen. I already moved everything in airtight containers. I think they are called drugstore beetles. They probably are drugstore beetles. They might be drugstore beetles. They might be carpet beetles. But beetles, I would check. One of the main, I'll tell you what I did one time. I had a customer of mine who had problems with these beetles. I went into his kitchen. I opened one of his cabinets to treat under the cabinet for mice because he had a little mouse station under there. I opened the cabinet and I found beetles. All right, there's lots of them. And I actually found that they were falling from a cabinet above. And when I started pulling stuff out of the cabinet, I found that they were inside a box of grits. The old Quaker instant grits of the little bitty, cardboard looking brown paper bag, instant grits. And they were his wife had gone to the store maybe several months ago and had stockpiled several boxes because they were on sale. Whoa, I think I've got 2 instances of Skype running. Hello, this is Jason with Akers Pest Control. Can I help you?
Hey, Jason, how are you? Just gotta tell you that I recently discovered some of your stuff, and I wish I had done it sooner. I'm sure you get a lot of that.
Oh, yeah, I hear it all the time. What's going on?
Yep. So, I'd say about 2 months ago, I brought a kitten home. The kitten, my wife would let it in and out. It grew older, and I'm sure you know where I'm going with this.
Yeah, please.
Yeah, exactly. So here's the situation now. I had a certain company come out and spray. This is going on, I think today will be the 12th day. They sprayed once. Now I feel them all over my truck, in my truck as well.
Oh, no.
So it's starting to drive me even crazier now, because not only can I not just leave my house and get some kind of relief from leaving, but now I work from my truck. I'm a roofer, so I'm on my truck all the time, and I'm telling you, man, it's crazy.
Let me just do this real quick. All right. Sorry, I had two instances of Skype running on my computer at the same time. So what I do now, I've done this. This is something I do all the time. So every year, summertime typically, I will infest my vehicle with fleas. It is really, really common, because if you go into a house and it's infested with fleas, and they're jumping on your pants, they're getting in your socks, they're getting on your shoes, they're getting, all over you, and you can't really avoid it. Even if you treat your shoes or something, to try to kill them if they jump on your shoes, at least they just don't. Like I said, you end up with them. You end up with them in your truck every year. I get these things in my vehicle every single year. And so the way that I get rid of the fleas is I just treat my vehicle. They're not that hard to get rid of in a vehicle, because there's not as many places for them to, I won't say burrow into, but it's just a smaller area. I find it's easier to actually get rid of fleas in a truck or a car or a van than it is to get rid of them in a house, or a yard. What I usually do is just take everything out of the truck, everything out of your vehicle, tools, everything like that, and leave it just bare, like you were buying it brand new from the lot, and then go in there and treat with a pesticide residue. There's lots of different chemicals. I usually recommend Alpine. That's what I use. That's the pesticide I choose to use for fleas. I find that it works really, really good. You don't have to add any kind of a insect growth regulator or anything like that to it. It just kills them. And it will last for anywhere from 30 to 60 days, which should cover every single life cycle of the flea. And if you are using your truck regularly, at least once every 2 or 3 days or so, then you will hatch the fleas. The thing about fleas is they don't hatch unless they feel vibration from you or from a cat or whatever.
I actually vacuumed today. I left that part out. I vacuumed today in the morning, and I've been out. I just came home about an hour ago, and I'm telling you, I got ate up in the car, so that makes sense that the vibration.
Yeah, the vacuum, actually, that's the recommendation I give my customers. So if I were to come to your house today and treat your house, and the customer's always like, well, what's the fastest way we could get rid of these? Because the problem with fleas is it does take time. They have to hatch. They have to come out of they have a cocoon stage. They have an egg stage. They have to come out of these different stages to die. And the thing that most people ask is, how can we speed this up? Is there any way we can speed this up so we can kill these things sooner? And I always recommend vacuuming. You take your vacuum, run it over the floors once a day, twice a day even, because as they reach gestation, if they sense that vacuum cleaner and they feel that vibration, they will hatch. And they'll jump towards the vacuum, fall on the floor, and die. It's same with your car. You can always just pull out a shop vac and go over the floor with a shop vac. That will aggravate them. They'll jump out, and they'll land in the floor and die. Now, that doesn't mean they won't jump on you, too. They'll jump on you, and they'll try to bite you, too. But the point is that they can't live on you like they can live on a cat or a dog. You don't have that big, thick undercoating of fur that they use to grip onto. And so if they jump on you, they're going to fall off on the floor, and then they're going to die because there's a chemical on the floor. There's a chemical residue. And most flea pesticides will last at least a month. You know, that even if
Well,
you buy something like home defense, even home defense will last at least, 30, 45 days.
okay, and just another quick question for you. Um, Something peculiar happened before I ever got that company to come out and spray for us,
Hmm.
the home.
Yeah.
I did the white sock test and I did the plate test with the Dawn in the water, that you see everywhere.
Right.
I put the lamp, the
Right.
plate with Dawn in my room, and I didn't catch anything. And I did the white sock test on my carpet in the room, and I didn't have any fleas there. But why does that happen?
Well, they're just not ready to hatch yet. If okay, so if I came through your house today and I sprayed for fleas, everything that's alive in the floor dies today. Everything that's hatched out of its cocoon, anything that hatches out of its cocoon within the next 24 hours or so is going to die, and you're not going to really notice very many live fleas at all. But because fleas go through metamorphosis and because they're waiting in their cocoons to hatch, they're not all going to hatch all at once unless you leave your house empty. Like so if you were to go out of town for a week or two, come back, then they're all going to jump on you all at the same time because they're all ready to hatch. They're all ready to come out and bite you. They're not. But if you just sprayed today, tomorrow they're not all going to jump out. They're not all going. You might, even if you walk through the room and they jump towards you, they may miss and just land on the floor, and you're not actually getting anything on you because there's not that many ready to hatch. If you understand what I'm saying.
Yeah, absolutely. And is it rare? So the day that they sprayed, they gave us the 4 hours we had to be out of the house. So
Right.
we came back 5 hours just to be safe. We went to sleep, and I still felt bites.
Yeah. Yeah,
It,
and you
it,
will.
it,
I see. One of the
okay,
things about fleas, and this is one of the problems I've noticed a lot of exterminators that they don't do, is they don't educate their customers properly, and they don't give their customer the proper expectation. So with fleas, it takes 21 days. It's a 21-day life cycle from the day the egg is laid until the day a flea can bite you again. From all those cycles it goes through egg, it goes through a larva, cocoon, and then it has it comes out of the cocoon as a full blown egg. I mean, as a full grown flea. And so what I always tell my customers is to expect to get bit for the first at least 2 to 2.5 weeks after I spray, because the 21 days, it's 3 weeks. You figure it's going to take at least that long for all of the stages of the flea to hatch and die. And I say hatch, they actually have, I kind of say hatch, it's like a double hatch cycle, because you figure they're hatching out of an egg and then they're hatching out of a cocoon. So they hatch twice. When they hatch out of the cocoon,
right.
that's the stage that you're going to have. That's the longest period of gestation, is when they're in the cocoon phase going through their metamorphosis. And when they're ready to come out of that cocoon, they jump towards you and they die. They get in the chemical and they die. And so I usually give people most fleas, most customers, it takes about 2 weeks and all the fleas are dead. But some will call me at like day 18 or 19 from when I was there, and they'll say, "Hey, I'm still getting a few bites." And I'll tell them, "Well, just wait 3 or 4 more days." I call them at the end of the 21-day period, and they'll say, "No, I hadn't gotten bit in the last 24, 48 hours. I haven't been bit at all." And so, it really, some people, it just takes that long for all the fleas to die.
Right. And lastly, before, well,
What were you saying?
are you out of here? You know,
I'm still here. Can you hear me?
Hello?
Yes, I'm here.
Oh, sorry. My service. Lastly, let's say everything fails. What do you give me as my saving hope here, man? It's just getting out of control.
If it fails,
Yes.
usually I treat a second time. So if my
Okay.
customers are still getting bit after day 21, I tell people, call me between day 21 and 28. You may have a few lingering fleas that we need to treat again for, and then I treat again. But in the last 5 years or 6 years, let's go 6 years, because that's my birthday. My company's birthday is this month, February. I've been a business since February 6 years ago. In 6 years, I could probably count how many flea jobs I've had to go back on a second treatment. It's very few, because that's typically the Alpine just works really well. That's why I use it. That's why I've been using it, and I very rarely have to go back on a follow-up ever. The only time I usually ever have to go back on a follow-up is if there was a room missed, like someone had forgotten to pick stuff up off the floor, so I could get a thorough treatment. Because the way you do a flea treatment is you actually have to come in and broadcast spray the entire floor through the whole house, and as much floor space as you can get, the more accurate, the more professional, the more, what's the word I'm looking for? The better the treatment. The more area you can treat, the better the treatment will be. And so it's really important to get, I mean, I even pull up throw rugs. Like if you've got a throw rug on the living room floor, I will roll that thing up. I will treat under it, and I'll roll it back. I'll treat on top of it. You know, I get under rugs. I pull bath mats up off the floor and lay them over top of the tub and treat the floor in the bathroom. You know, I try to get every single area. I go under the beds. I will tell my customer, take everything out from under the bed, put it on top of the bed. I'm going to treat under the bed. Cats will go under the bed. Dogs go under the bed. Fleas will just wander under the bed. So the trick to getting rid of fleas and being successful is being extremely thorough.
Alrighty. Well, thank you very much again. Keep it up, man. You've been doing great.
No problem. You have a great night.
Have a good night. Yes, sir. Yeah.
Thanks for all you do. I also got rid of bed bugs about 5 months ago using Alpine PT, but I have Crossfire on hand just in case. Great. No more roaches in my kitchen because of Avion. Let's see, I think I've skipped a couple. I used Avion to get rid of roaches, only used one tube. Should I continue using it, or am I good to go? Avion is a pretty good bait. It's if you've gotten rid of your roaches, you're probably good, but I can make a tube last for a long time. I mean, I don't use a lot, but then when I go into a house, I'm not just using bait. I'm using liquid treatments. I'm using, gel treatments. I use dust sometimes. Sometimes I use a flushing agent. There's lots of different things I use. So I don't need to use as much Avion as maybe someone who isn't doing that much. But yeah, so if you got rid of your roaches, I wouldn't worry about buying any more unless you end up with more roaches. It's like the way I tell people, it's like taking an aspirin for a headache that doesn't exist. If you don't have a headache, why would you take medication? The only thing I could think of is if you're worried you might reinfest your house, if you're worried that maybe a friend or a family, or maybe you live in an apartment building where people have problems with roaches, then just on a preventative basis, then maybe you could put a little bit out here and there, just keep a tube on hand. But I also would recommend using like a liquid treatment, like do a repellent type treatment. If you know you've gotten rid of your roaches, you could use a general pesticide around your baseboards in your kitchen and stuff, underneath your kitchen cabinets. Pull everything out, treating the kitchen cabinets every so often, just to make sure you don't reinfest with the roach problem that you had before. Just try to eliminate the places you went to that get the roaches in the first place. Try to, like I said, if you're living in an apartment building and you've got neighbors and you think they came from there, or even a trailer park, because they'll come from neighbors in a trailer park. If I actually had a customer that lived in a trailer park where her neighbor was like maybe 20 feet from her house, they're so close together, and the neighbor went in and bombed, opened all the windows, and chased all the roaches into her trailer. And so, that happens sometimes. And if you think that's going to happen again, you'll want to do something more preventative on your own house just to make sure you don't reinfest. So, hello, Barbara. Barbara said hello. Hello, Barbara. By the way, Alicia's here. If anybody wants to say hi to Alicia, she's here too. She's just sitting at her desk playing her video game. How do you get fleas out of your electronics? Well, the thing is, they're not gonna stay. I mean, I would imagine they're not gonna stay in your electronics forever. I mean, that's crazy. That's I don't know. I don't know that one. I can say that. I can be honest. Say I don't know how to get fleas out of a laptop. I've never had it happen before. It's not common to have fleas living in a computer. So I would say use a vacuum. Get a shop vac or a Dyson or something with a hose and suck the fleas out of your laptop. That's what I would do. Use some compressed air and blow any flea dirt that might be down inside your keys out of the laptop. and suck the stuff up. Because flea dirt, what flea dirt is it's dried up blood. So the flea, it bites you. It regurgitates the blood. The blood is what they lay the eggs in. And so that dried up blood plus the flea eggs is called flea dirt. And that will be down inside the keys. I imagine if your cat is laying on your keyboard and dropping flea dirt in your keyboard, that's why you have fleas in your keyboard. So you could use some compressed air, try to blow that stuff out of there and suck it up with a vacuum cleaner. And that's the only thing I would do. I mean, because you can't spray your keyboard. You can't put pesticides in your keyboard. It's because it'll ruin it. You could, that mean, if it's a laptop, you can't really get rid of your keyboard because it's part of your computer. Normally, I've got a laptop. As my keyboard. If I had that keyboard there, if it had fleas in it, I'd just throw the keyboard away and buy a new one. It's easier that way. But hey, Jason, we have an apartment. I have sprayed Crossfire thoroughly 3 times, but they won't die off. We have one lady who lives next door only. If she has bugs, will they come into our unit? Yes. Yes, they will. Every day. So it's very possible to get bed bugs from neighboring units daily. It depends on how bad their infestation is. If they have a severe infestation, so what bed bugs do is they have a very volatile type of a mating ritual where the male actually will penetrate through the female's exoskeleton, and it's very it's very violent for her. And what will happen is she has to procreate at least once every 8 weeks so that she can lay eggs. And so what she'll do is she'll get inseminated once, and then she will wander off and try to get away from the males, because the males will continue to try to inseminate her more regularly because they're men and that's how we are, right? And so the female will try to get away from the male. And if you have a heavy infestation and you're having lots of bugs trying to get away and trying to just move around and survive, then they will go into neighboring apartments. They will go into bathrooms. I have found them living around commodes where they shouldn't be around the toilet. Nobody sleeps on the toilet. Maybe if you were really had a really great time, New Year's Eve or something, maybe you'd fall asleep on the toilet. But the point is that you're not typically going to have that serious of a problem with bed bugs. And if you do, then yes, they will start venturing out into other neighboring units. In fact, if you watch my latest videos, the last 2 weeks, the last 2 Tuesdays in a row, I've released because I was out of town. I was in Florida for a week and a half on vacation, and so I didn't have a lot of time to make videos, and so I made a compilation of some of the worst bed bug infested homes I've ever been in my entire career, and I put the pictures in the videos and I compiled them together into, it took 2 parts, because it was first one was 9.5, 10 minutes long, and the second one was 10, 11 minutes long too. So it was a long video, and so I cut it in half so I could show you 2 halves of it. But yeah, so those are some extreme cases. That's not standard. Most cases, I go into a house and they might have a handful of bed bugs. It may be a little cluster on a bed, and that's all they have. If you've got them severely where you've been dealing with them for years, then they will start wandering off into other people's house. I am going to be spraying Crossfire on Saturday. Is it safe to spray on baseboard radiators? No, I would not do that. Thanks for everything. You give me confidence I can handle bed bugs. I would not treat behind your radiators, your heaters, heat sources. I would not treat with a pesticide. The reason being is because you don't really know what would happen if that chemical gets hot, what it's going to do. You're really not supposed to do that. And in fact, I wouldn't even use hot water to mix the chemical. I'd maybe a warm water or a lukewarm water. But I wouldn't even use hot water because heat can damage pesticides and cause them not to work effectively. And so I wouldn't treat around your baseboard heaters. I would skip those areas. If I were in your house, treating your house for bed bugs, that's just an area I would not treat. I would not treat around baseboard heaters. I would treat to the left, to the right, but not behind or around it where it's going to get hot, where the chemical is going to get too hot. But there's plenty of other places you could treat. You could treat your mattress, box springs, all those places like that. It's not going to hurt if you skip a little void. Even if you go into your living room and you've got an entertainment center on the wall, and you don't want to pull your whole entertainment center out away from the wall and your TV and everything, you don't have to necessarily treat behind that spot either. The main thing with bed bugs, and the way to be the most effective to get rid of bed bugs, is to be thorough, but thorough on your furniture, on your couch, on your love seat, on your lazy boy, on your recliners, on your bed, your mattress, your box spring, your headboard, your footboards, all these areas that the bed bugs are naturally going to gravitate towards. They're not, like I said, they're not going to get a blood meal from your clothing. They're not going to get a blood meal from your closet. They're not going to get a blood meal from your chest of drawers, or if you pull the drawers out of your chest of drawers and you find bed bugs living in your chest of drawers, pull all the drawers out, treat in there. It's not common. It's a rare thing. Only in extreme cases do you find bed bugs living in furniture other than the furniture you're going to be spending the majority of your time in, like your bed, when you're sleeping there for 6 to 8 hours a night. You're there a lot, and the bed bugs are going to find you there. Hey, Vamp Kitty, I think you're on Discord. I have a Discord channel for those that don't know. Let me see. Discord. I should open that. So if anybody wants to message me there, I can see it. I had forgotten to turn it on. Discord. Let's see. I actually have some messages. Someone called me Spooderman. Let's see. Yep. There you are. I see you there. You've been posting memes. Anyway, I have a meme channel on my Discord. For those that don't know, my Discord. Let's see here. I can share my screen. There it is. There's my Discord. So this is my Discord channel. All the people here, and you can see that Akers right here, this is Alicia. She's playing Rust. She's terrifying on her video games. But this is the channel. We've got a general channel. Oh, so you can't kind of see that, can you? Let me see if I can share that. Let me move that over here a little bit. Yeah. So you've got a general, you got bed bugs. So everybody's talking about, see, there's Vamp Kitty right there. You got cockroaches, spiders, not very many people on spiders, termites, memes, and fleas. And there's that's Finley. That's Finley. But I'll show you this. I'll share this with you. Let's see. Can I minimize this? There's Finley. That's my baby. He is 3 months old. So I think that's his 2-month-old picture. Is that his 2-month-old picture? That's his 2-month-old picture. So that's maybe a month old. But yeah. That's my baby. He's my baby. Anyway. So let's see what all is going on here. Somebody on TikTok says Vendetta Plus for roaches. Yes, that's a good chemical for roaches. Very good. Very good. And it's Alpine WSG, because he had said Alpine WSP, but it's WSG. G is in girl. So let's see. Hi Jason, I have Crossfire concentrate, but don't want to use it and interfere with exterminator's treatment. I was considering the Crossfire spray to do closets and dressers. What is your opinion on Crossfire spray? Crossfire, the aerosol is okay, but it's not my choice for bed bug elimination. I'd rather mix it and treat myself. There are things in a can of aerosol that aren't listed on the label that have to be in the aerosol in order for the aerosol to work, propellants, things like that, and they can interfere with the lifespan of the pesticide. The pesticide won't be as effective. So that's why I don't like to use aerosols. I've dealt with so much now beetles outside. I spray Alpine WSG, kills adults, but what about the eggs? The eggs have to hatch and the babies will die. Most pesticides do not kill eggs. I know that labels will claim that they kill eggs, but a lot of times that just means that a bug, when it dies, as long as it hasn't laid eggs, the eggs won't be viable if the mother dies before she lays eggs. That's not the same way with every bug, though. Some bugs can actually die before they've laid their eggs, and the eggs are still viable. So when the label says that it kills eggs, what it's pertaining to is it's saying that when you spray a bug that has not laid eggs yet, and that bug dies, like a cockroach or a flea or something like that, then it's killing the adult and the eggs, because the eggs are inside the adult. Cockroaches was a bad example because cockroaches can actually, the eggs can be viable even after the adult dies. You can still have baby roaches hatch from cockroach eggs. So that was a bad example. I used it because it was on the tip of my tongue. I keep getting callbacks for ants, which never happens. I've been treating with bait. For some reason, it's not working this time because ants are smarter than you give them credit for. Kevin asked that question. Ants are... Okay, so this is what happens with ants. This is why bait does not work for ants. Ants will crawl along and they'll go, "Ooh, that looks delicious. I bet the reproductives will love that," because that's what workers do. Workers pick up the bait. They take the bait back to the reproductives. They feed the reproductives. Then the reproductives take a big honking dump. And then they feed that to the workers. And that's gross. It's nasty. It doesn't sound good, but that's how ants are. That's the truth. So what happens is when the reproductives start dying because of what the workers are feeding them, they no longer will bring that food to the reproductives. They will go back to the bait. They will mark the bait with pheromones that will tell the rest of the colony, "Hey, guess what? This is poisonous. Do not feed this to our family because it is poisonous." Okay? That's the way that ants are. So the problem is that with ants, you need to do a little more, you need to be a little more proactive. If bait is not working, then you need to use something like Alpine WSG. Samari is a really good choice. It's a newer pesticide, came out from MGK, same people that make Crossfire. In fact, it's very similar to Crossfire and very effective for ants. Samari actually comes with a bait, which is also called Samari. It's Samari bait. That's very effective if you use the two together. If you use the Samari bait with the Samari insecticide, it works really well. But what they do is they work through transference. So if an ant, the ant's going to die. If the ant crawls through the residue from the pesticide, they die. But if they come into contact with other ants, it transfers. So let's say only a quarter of the colony is in your house getting your sugar or getting your cereal or whatever. Those ants that are foraging aren't the whole entire problem. But if they come into contact with Samari or Alpine and they go back to the colony and they communicate with one another, it spreads because they're touching each other. It actually spreads through transference. So even the ants that are not in contact with the residue pesticide, because they're in contact with the ants that have been in contact with the residue pesticide, they die too. So it's like you knock the dominoes over, they all fall over eventually. Now, when you use transference as a method to kill ants, it does take a little while longer. They're not going to die as quickly, but you don't want them to die as quickly because you want them to go back and communicate with each other, spread the chemical around, and kill everybody. So that's more effective than baiting, because baiting requires them to actually feed it to another ant. But if you just get them to crawl through the stuff and then they just touch each other, which they're going to do, if you've ever seen ants in an ant colony, they crawl all over each other. That is a lot easier. And you don't have to worry about them, actually ingesting the bait or taking the bait and feeding it to each other. I had fleas and sprayed Precor 2000 and 2625. Haven't seen fleas in a while, but still having itching irritation. Ever dealt with irritation from pesticides? I didn't follow the label close enough. There are instances where you can have a reaction from a pesticide if you misapply. This is why I always tell people to follow the label. I mean, it's right there. See, I put on every video, even when I close my stream, there. It's a warning. I put on all of my videos where I give people advice on how to do pest control. You really do need to follow your label. A lot of pesticides are nerve toxins. They can reduce the cholinesterase that's in the nervous system, which is so your synapse is like this. All right, there's a chemical that flows between the synapse. So they don't actually touch each other. They just kind of hover next to each other. and that chemical that flows between the nerve synapse is called cholinesterase. A cholinesterase inhibitor, which is a lot of pesticides are cholinesterase inhibitors, what it does is it eliminates or lessens the amount of cholinesterase between the synapse, which can cause irritation, itching, nausea. It can cause stomach aches. Basically anything like a nervous system problem. Like if you look at your friend and you said, "Are you having problems with a nervous stomach?" because they're back and forth in the bathroom all the time. That is one of the symptoms of an overdose of a cholinesterase inhibitor, which is a pesticide, a type of a pesticide like a pyrethrin, synthetic pyrethroid. Those are considered cholinesterase inhibitors, most of them, and so they can cause you to get itchy. They can cause you to get tingling in the arms, make it feel like you're having these weird sensations on your arms. Which is why I use things like Alpine, which is a neonicotinoid, or Crossfire. You're not going to have that. It's not a cholinesterase inhibitor. It attacks a different part of the nervous system, so you don't have those kinds of issues. In fact, when they tested lab animals with these pesticides, they only found that it was harmful to them if they breathed in the droplets. So, the problem with Avion gel bait, Kevin, is if they're not going to eat it, it's not going to work. If they don't pick it up, it won't work. And so if they've decided that they're not going to eat it for some reason, or they're just not attracted to it, ants also are attracted to different things the colony needs. So if the colony needs proteins, they're going to go after a protein-based bait. If they want carbohydrates, they're going to go after a sugary bait, like a syrup or something that's got like a simple syrup in it. And so it could just be that the colony doesn't want what you're putting out. You need to maybe use something different. My neighbor mentioned them to me a few months ago. I live in a condo, never saw them before, so I think they have traveled. They are so annoying. And that's the drugstore beetles. I need to do a video about beetles. Yes, Alpine WSG is amazing. I use it for ants all the time. What's worse, bed bugs or people who kill your base at 3 a.m. in rust? I'll let Alicia, what's worse, bed bugs or people that kill your base at 3 a.m. in rust?
Oh god, that sucks when they kill your base at 3 a.m.
Yeah, but what's worse? She doesn't want to answer. She's playing. She's deep into playing this game.
No, actually, I was just, I had like something on my foot.
I was talking about fleas making you itch.
No.
She's really into this game.
Sorry. No, I put my foot down when you were asking me that question, and where I had that bad spot on my foot that I screamed about earlier.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was bothering me. I got someone chasing me now, though.
Yeah.
It's just a naked chase.
Beetles are annoying. So adorable. Oh, the baby, yeah. Let's see. Hey, Jason, do bed bugs infest patio furniture? Yes. Yes, they do. They do. I found them on patio furniture before. We found bed bugs in our headboard, and when my husband took it outside, he leaned it against our upholstered patio couch. Yes. Absolutely. They will get on patio furniture. They will. They will. They will. You need to treat your patio furniture as well. Molly says, so eventually the beetles will all die. So if you treat, like I was going over earlier, I went over, so Tanakh Talk up there a while back asked about what you could do for a moth infestation, Molly, and beetles are basically the exact same thing. You want to take everything out of your pantry, you want to treat around all the cracks and crevices in your cabinets, and this is going to help eliminate your beetle problem. You need to make sure you throw away everything the beetles are in, seal up everything you think the beetles might be in, and then treat your cabinets, put all your stuff back once everything's dry, and then just wait. Eventually all the beetles will die. If they're in anything else and they crawl out into the chemical, they'll die. If you find them in anything that's sealed, you can throw it away. You don't have to worry about them getting into any more stored products. But yes, you can get rid of beetles. They're actually not that hard to kill. They're actually really easy to get rid of. Because it's just a matter of pulling everything out of your pantry. It's kind of annoying, but you can do it. It's actually pretty easy. And most over-the-counter sprays will work for beetles and moths. because they don't really develop an immunity to pesticides like a lot of other bugs do, like roaches and bed bugs. Mike, thanks for helping me get rid of those crotch crickets. Well, you're sure welcome. I don't think that was me. That might have been a PhD. It wasn't me, though. Molly says, so the beetles' eggs will hatch and then die. How often should I spray Alpine? They are outside. Once a month. I would treat once a month with Alpine. Once every other month or once a month should be enough. Hey, Jason, am I able to vacuum or clean up the white residue after a bedbug treatment? No, you want to leave that there. You want to leave that there until all the bedbugs are dead. Yes, please do a video on beetles. Actually, I'm actually working on so I was out of town. I went to Florida, and I took my tank with me, and I took a bunch of stuff with me, and I went into this vacation house, and it was so funny. So I told my wife, I need to do some videos on how to kill cockroaches. I need to go into these houses. I need to go into this house and treat it like it's cockroach infested and show people how to do it, because no one will let you just go into their house and treat for cockroaches. It's just not the way it is. And so, or film it. It's hard enough to get bedbug, videos for people. And so I went into this house. I did a mock cockroach treatment, and I filmed it, lots of stuff, how to do it in the cabinets and everything, and where to bait, the most effective places to put your bait placements and stuff like that on how to get rid of cockroaches. And when I opened the cabinets underneath the kitchen sink, I found roach droppings. I found bait stations for roaches in the kitchen. So yeah, they got a free roach treatment. I can't charge them because it's Florida. It's not Virginia. But yep, that happened to me. I didn't find any roaches though. But I went and I read the VRBO, the star rating. You could read the stars, like how many ratings or whatever people give them. And somebody had mentioned back like 6 or 7 months ago they had a cockroach infestation in the house, and I'm thinking, oh, it would be me. It makes perfect sense that it would be me. That I'm the one that's going to go on vacation, and I just happen to bring my roach spray with me, which is Alpine WSG. That's what I brought. And I got to treat a house for roaches. What do you go on the vacation? What do you know? Can you over-treat with Crossfire? Should I spray every 2 weeks or monthly? Just treat once a month. You only need to treat once a month. It's going to last for 30 days. I mean, if you want to, if you've got a heavily, heavily infested house, then you could treat once every 2 weeks. But I still really, those videos that I just put up the last 2 weeks in a row on Tuesday, both of those videos, all those jobs I did, all of them except for maybe one, I had to go back. No, I didn't. I did not have to go back on except for one. Only one of them I did a follow-up treatment on. Everything else was one-time treatment. And they were really heavily infested. So it's usually pretty effective. Oh, Hutcherson, yeah, that's great. I can't pronounce your first name, but yeah, you'll get rid of your bed bugs. And a lot of the things with bed bugs too is with the course that I made. He had pointed out he bought my course for bed bugs. I don't really promote myself on here. I mean, I can do this. I can go, hey, guess what? There's my YouTube channel. All right, you see this? You see that button right there? Click that button right there. Subscribe to my YouTube channel. I mean, I guess you could say that's promoting me. I'm promoting myself. I say, hey, click that. Follow me. Like the video. There's 22 people in here. How many people have liked my video? Let me go see. All right. Let's scroll down here. Let's see. Oh, 22 watching now. Only 7 likes. Only 7? 7. 8. 8. So you got to hit that thumbs up right there. I'm doing your job, Jennifer. So you got to do that thumbs right there. You got to hit that thumbs up right there so you can like my video. Because, let me explain. When you like my videos, it puts my videos in front of more people so they can see it, because they see that people actually like my stuff. And I don't really push YouTube. I don't pay YouTube to promote my stuff. I don't pay Google to promote my stuff. I just put my stuff up here. If it works, if you like it, you like it. It reaches people, some people. It doesn't reach a lot of people, but it reaches some people. I'd like it to reach more people because I feel like I could help more people. But you should. You should like, you should share. You should share it with your friends and let everybody see the cool stuff that I put up on YouTube, because it does help a lot of people. And then if I wanted to promote myself even more, I'd say, see, there's my Amazon page. Now, the links are in the description below. And I can scroll down here and say, there's one for termites. It's empty because they keep removing this stupid chemical out of there. There's ant control, flea control, springtails, hornets, stink bugs, bed bugs, cockroaches, fruit flies, spiders, ticks, bird mites, bed bugs in New York and Canada, lice, mouse and rat control, carpenter bees. Lots of stuff. Lots of good stuff. But I don't do that. I hardly ever do that, because I'm just here to talk to you guys and answer your questions. So, you know. But I've got a page where you could go. You can. I mean, here. Let me show you. Let me promote myself some more. All right, let's go here. Now, there's my live stream right there. If you go down here and you read in the description, so this is the description, and you click right here, my course on eliminating bed bugs. All right, and you click this, it'll bring you to Udemy. There it is. All right, let me see. Let me do this. Let me make my picture smaller. Look at that, $14. That's what that guy just bought. He said he just bought my course, $14. It is 4.7 stars. I don't know who rated me less. I got 78 students that are members, and so I'm like I guess I'm a teacher now. 36 minutes of on-demand video. All right, you have 24/7 access to this forever. And once your email is put in, you buy it, you put your email, you could go here 24/7, and it's got a test at the end that you can take to make sure you remember the stuff I taught you. And then, like I said, full lifetime access on mobile and TV, so you can watch the videos on TV while you're killing your bugs in your bedroom. So, and then you get a certificate of completion, because, you know, that's just fun to do.
If you ever update it.
And if I ever update this, or I add any more information to this, if I ever get a chance to, it's hard, but if I ever get a chance to add anything to this, you get all that too. It's all additional, but you don't pay anything extra for it if I ever add any more stuff to the course. And so, there you go. Now, I promoted myself. I feel dirty. I feel filthy, dirty, nasty, because I'm not supposed to be doing that. I just want to help people. I'm not here to make money. I'm here to help people. I make money on my own business every day. So, you tell your sister hello for me, Jennifer. She's buying a house. Jennifer Lego is buying a house. Is it a Lego house? I had to ask that because it says Lego. Pepperidge Farm says, I don't think I'm heavily infested, but Crossfire doesn't seem to be getting rid of the bed bugs. I get a few bites about once every week to week and a half. But Pepperidge Farm, are you sure they're bed bug bites? Have you found bed bugs after you get bit? It might be something else that's biting you if the Crossfire is not working. It might be something else. Crossfire works really well on bed bugs. Or it might be a problem with maybe the way you're mixing it. Molly says, I can count on one hand the number of bugs inside for the past year since I've been using Alpine. Somebody says 15 likes. Jennifer Lego was talking to her sister about me, because I'm cool. Let's see. Hello from Canada. Hey, Caveman. I wonder where you were. Let's see. Wonderful. I'll have to check for outdoor courses. Oh, your courses. I guess that was a typo because the Y is next to the T. Jason, do you think the old hippies named a marijuana joint butt after the bug roach? Your thoughts? I've had people that have, now I'll tell you, I don't know that personally, but I'll tell you a joke. So one time, I used to use orthene for cockroaches. Anyone in here that's an exterminator that's ever used orthene knows that they just went ooh, because that stuff smelled nasty. It's like rotten, nasty, gross cabbage. It's disgusting, gross stuff. All right, it's nasty, but it's why it works on roaches, because the roaches like to crawl through garbage. They think it's disgusting, and so orthene. I was mixing a canister of orthene, and it smells god awful. And when you pour it in the water, it actually makes like a little bit of a smoke that comes up out of the water when it's added, when it goes into the liquid, and it starts to dissolve in there. And this guy, he's like, "Man, what you smoking in that tank? There's a lot of smoke in that tank." And I looked at him and I said, "I'm ready to smoke some roaches," because he was smoking a joint. And I told him, I said, "I'm gonna smoke some roaches." And he's like, "Shoot, man, you're funny," and because he's smoking roaches. But I said, "Yeah, you can't eat these roaches. If the cops show up, don't be eating these roaches. I'm gonna kill." So, but yeah, it was funny. You had to be there. I didn't tell the joke very well. You had to be there. I got the course, paid 12 something. It was very informative. I just have to take the test. You don't have to take a test. The test is there just to see if you remember the stuff you needed to take. That's all. And I made the test for those that like ASMR, because I listened back to it and it is so. Let's just do it.
It sounded like you made ASMR.
It's awful. Well, I was trying to enunciate my words. I was really serious about the way it sounded. Like what? All right. So if you go here, you can do this. You can test it. You can see. Let me see. Let's see. Preview this course.
Hey everybody, this is Jason Akers again with Akers Pest Control.
Oh yeah, that's
I've been
me.
on YouTube for over 4 years. When inspecting
Now hear
the
that?
land for bed bugs, always move breakable things out of the area of inspection.
See? That's so cringe. It's awful. Oh my gosh, it's awful. It's awful. It's awful. It bothers me. Maybe it don't bother y'all as much as it bothers me, but it bothers me. It sounds horrible. Anyway, it's so soft and easy listening. Like, hey, you're listening to Delilah. That's what it reminds me of. Like Delilah. Anybody ever listen to Delilah? I am looking at Alpine WSG on Amazon, and I'm seeing many products. Which do you recommend? Okay, so if you go to Amazon and let's see, if you scroll down now, I think I've updated all of my lists, but if you go to, let's say ant control, like I was talking about Alpine for ants. This one right here, this is the one most people would use. This is just packets. It comes with 5 packets, and if it calls, I can't remember, I always have to look it up every time, because I read the label every time I list it. But you've got 10 grams in each packet, and I believe it's either 10 or 30 grams. I can't remember exactly. Like I said, I have to read the label. But if you get a pack of 5, that's enough to mix either 5 gallons of 10 grams, or you could mix 1 gallon with 20 grams, 1 gallon with 20 grams, and one. It just depends on the label. You got to read the label, because this is WSG stands for water soluble granule, which means it's a solid that dissolves in liquid. And so you have to, typically what I do is I fill the tank half full, pour it in there, and then fill it the rest of the full with water and shake it really good so it's really good and dissolved. But this is cheaper. Like, you could buy this, or what I buy for my business is I buy this one. This is 500 grams. It is a lot. That's like $157. That's pretty expensive. See, that's high. But you can get, if you're not going to use that much, if you don't think you'll ever use that much, then you can go over here and you can buy this, which most people, if you're not a business and you're not doing 100 houses, this will work better for your needs. And so I put that up there for people with a better budget. And like I said, that's only $25. So, and sometimes you can get, like I said, the free shipping, and then you don't have to pay any shipping. It's just $24.40. Why did God create bed bugs? I don't know. I don't know why God created anything he created. I'm not God, and I have a hard time figuring it out. I am looking at Alpine. Okay, if you use your imagination, they sometimes do look like a cockroach. I've been kind of cheating. Since a gallon is way too much for my area, I mix 2 ounces of Crossfire with a little over 17.5 ounces of water. Could that be the problem? More than likely it is. More than likely it is. Honestly, it is easier just to mix a gallon. It's not very expensive when you're comparing it to hiring an exterminator. You know, if you hire an exterminator, you're going to spend some exterminators charge $3,000-$4,000 to do a bed bug treatment. I charge anywhere from, I mean, if I do long distance, like let's say if I have to drive from my house to Northern Virginia, I gotta charge upwards of what, $2,000 sometimes, just to be able to, depending on the size of the house, and that's a lot of money. But then I'm driving 3.5 hours one way, plus 3.5 hours home, plus the time it takes to do the job. That's an entire day of work, and it's hard work. Because bedbug work's not easy the way I do it. I don't do heat treatment. I'm not lazy. I go in there and I flip furniture all over and I basically rearrange the whole house. But, you know, it's a lot of money to spend for me to drive all the way to Northern Virginia. And so, you know, the idea is that maybe those guys up there will start using Crossfire and start giving better prices on their treatments. But, and I don't usually talk about what I price for a treatment, but that's what I price to go up to Northern Virginia. What are your thoughts on placing items that cannot be laundered outside in the cold weather to kill bed bugs? It will not work. I often wonder this too. I see no useful purpose for them. Yeah, why bed bugs are created. I don't know, bed bugs maybe just to be stinky. If you squish them, they're stinky. Yeah, you do have to mix it right. Fukushima is correct. You have to mix it correctly. You can't go cheap. You have to just do it. Just mix the thing. Mix a gallon. It's easier. You know, the thing is, if you go to, let's see. Let's go down here to bed bugs. Let's see. Where is it? Bed bugs. All right. You go to Crossfire. Let's open both of these. So there's a 13-ounce bottle of Crossfire. That mixes 1 full gallon. All right. Here's the problem, and this is my beef with MGK. I don't like this design. I think this is crappy. I don't like it at all. It's not very good for. It's designed to be single gallon. That's what you're supposed to use it for. That's the way you're not really supposed to divide it. All right. Now that's a lot better. You see there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 ounces. You can divide that up however you want to mix it. It's precise. It's going to work right every time. You're going to get exactly the right mix. That's what I buy. I don't buy these. I buy that. But that's a gallon. That's a lot of chemical. That's 130 ounces. All right? You're not going to need that much Crossfire as a normal person, just a person that's trying to kill their own bed bugs. You're not going to need that much. But the fact that they have a graduated cylinder up here with it's labeled out, so you know exactly how many ounces you're mixing. That is really, really helpful. All right, I like that a lot. I actually ask them to, you know how a bottle of motor oil. This is like a bottle of motor oil. All right, a bottle of motor oil, because I change my own oil, will have like that long, slender line down the side that will actually show you how much oil you have left in a quart of oil. Like if you only need half a quart in your car, you can pour half and you're like, oh, yep, that's half of the jug right there. Perfect. They could put that on the side of a Crossfire bottle. It wouldn't really change much about the bottle, except that you've got one clear little strip that you can see how much liquid concentrate you have left in that bottle, and then all they have to do is put 6.5 on there. So you know at that line, it's exactly half of the bottle, that's 6.5 ounces. And then you can pour it to 6.5 mark, you've got half a gallon. And so you can mix half a gallon of Crossfire. That would be fantastic. It would work. They don't do that though. Karliski says in the TikTok up here, says, I have a question and truly need my mind put at ease with a bug situation. Can I send a DM? Yes. Now, I may not be able to get to it until after my live stream because I am talking with YouTube now and TikTok. So not just you, but also YouTube. I'm chatting with them too. So I will get to your question as soon as I can once I get off of my live stream tonight, because I answer questions all the time. Jennifer Lego will tell you that when I get off of here, I'm not done. I jump on Discord, which I recommend you become a member of Discord, But I'll jump on Discord. I'll post memes. I post jokes. I talk to people. I tell them what I'm thinking of doing next week, what kind of videos. I ask people questions. They ask me questions, and so I'm always available on Discord. So if you're interested in being able to get a hold of me more readily, where I do have like a service where people can like book time to talk to me, but I usually recommend to get Discord. It's real easy, and you can talk to me all the time. If you send me a question, I answer it. Unless I'm here talking to you, I don't usually respond to Discord until after I get off of my live streams. And that goes with me everywhere. Yeah, it's on my phone. I've got the Discord app wherever my phone. Oh yeah, it's up there. It's on TikTok. So my phone, I have it with me all the time, so I can answer your questions. Jennifer Johnson says that bed bugs are there to give me a job. Honestly, I would not care if bed bugs disappeared. That'd be fine with me. It would make people a lot happier. A lot more people would be happier. When I was viewing the property, I noticed a bag labeled Japanese beetle trap attached to a plant. Will Alpine cover those critters? I'm not sure. Let's see. Japanese beetles. I don't know. Alpine WSG. Let's search for the label. Let's see. You can do this with me. My throat's dry. I am not drinking enough water tonight, but I don't want to have to pee all night long. I got this thing I put up here. Watch this. So if I have to pee, I put that up. I do have to pee, but I'm holding it right now. So anyway, let's scroll down here. We're finding out if it's for Japanese beetles. That's what we're looking up. Alright. Ants, excluding pharaoh ants. Bed bugs, crawling insect pecks, pill bug spiders, excluding brown recluse. Let's see, crickets, cockroaches, American and German millipede, fleas, houseflies. So it doesn't look like it's labeled for... Okay, there we go. Asian lady beetles, which are ladybugs. Orange ladybugs. I actually use this for ladybugs, by the way. Centipedes. Brown marblehead stink bug. There you go. Stink bugs. It kills stink bugs. Which I use it for stink bugs. Carpenter ants. Paper wasps. Yellow jackets. It's freaking amazing for yellow jackets. It is amazing for yellow jackets. Stored product pests. There we go. Flower beetles, which is what somebody was asking about the flower beetles earlier. Granary weevil, lesser grain borer, and warehouse beetles. Let's see. Ants. Exterior structural surrounding area applications. Springtails. Crickets, millipedes. That has been added. Springtails has not been on the list for Alpine. That is so nice to know that they have been added to the list, because that is much more effective. Because when I do general pest control in people's houses, I find springtails dead all the time from the Alpine that I use, and I know it kills them, but I can't tell people, hey, use it for springtails, because now it's on the label, so you can. Crickets, millipedes. Exterior structural surrounding area. Let's see. Crawling insects, pests, earwigs, pill bugs, sow bugs, spiders, excluding brown recluse, and cockroaches. Let's see. Fleas, houseflies, mosquitoes. So no, it is not for Japanese beetles. I am sorry. But let's see. Let's see if we can find something that is. Typically, all of your synthetic pyrethroids are labeled. Oh, let's see. Wait a minute. Here's something. Kills. Let's see. Kudzu bugs. See, they don't always list them down here as far as mixing instructions. That's mixing instructions what I looked at. Stink bugs, centipedes, cockroaches, crickets, earwigs, fleas, houseflies, millipedes. Yeah, they're not on the list. So I would not use Alpine WSG for those. Let's see. Let's look at this one. Because this is a synthetic pyrethroid. This is actually cypermethrin. Where is this one? No. Let's see. Close that. Do 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 do. I'll not do that. I'll get flagged. They'll say, "Hey, you're singing a song that's copyright. We don't love you." Let's see. Bees, cockroaches, scorpions, spiders, ticks, wasps, wood-infesting beetles, ants, Asian cockroaches, box elder bugs, carpenter ants, carpenter bees, centipedes, chiggers, cockroaches, crickets, earwigs, elm leaf beetle, fire brats, fleas. Fire brats like a is just like a silverfish, but it likes hot areas. Fleas, flies, ground beetles, mosquitoes, millipedes, pill bugs, silverfish, sow bugs, chinch bugs, mole, crickets, fleas, ticks, ants, ant mounds, fire ants, bark beetles, borers, box elder bugs, elm leaf beetles, gypsy moths. So no, they're not listed either. So I will have to look up some different things and see if I can't find something for you for that, Jennifer. I'll tell you through Discord when I find a label. I'll send it to you. Let you know what's good for Japanese beetles. So let's close those down. There we go. Are pill bugs the same as sow bugs? Yes, they are. Mites. Let's see. Hey, Jason, I got a bed bug infestation, but my roommate is insane. Oh, that's great. Great. Can't pick your roommate, huh? And she refuses to let me call pest control or use chemicals. How can I kill bed bugs in this case? You evict your roommate. They're insane. They're crazy. They're honestly, let her watch some of my videos. I will let her come in here, let her call me live, and I will educate her. The problem is she's not educated in chemicals. A lot of people are afraid of pesticides. They don't understand that not all pesticides are the same. Not all pesticides not all pesticides treat human beings the same. You know, just because it's chemical doesn't mean it will harm you. There are lots of chemicals in this world that absolutely have no effect on mammals or people or anybody. But they kill bugs, but they don't affect you. The whole idea of, well, it kills a spider, it must kill me. Well, you know, a shoe will kill a spider too. You know, I guess if you beat me enough with a shoe, it'd probably kill me too. But the thing is, if I take a shoe like a croc or something and I swat a spider, it's dead. You know, and to say that if I swat a person with the same kind of force that killed that spider, it's not going to kill that person. They're probably going to get annoyed with me. I might get punched. I might get a black eye. But I didn't kill that person. You know? So a lot of people have the false assumption that just because it kills a bug, it will kill them too. And that's not true. Actually, if you apply a pesticide safely, I get questioned. This is like one of the number one questions that I get asked on all of my pesticide videos or pest control videos is this going to hurt my pets? Is this going to hurt me? Is this going to hurt my unborn child? Is this dangerous to use in my nursery? Is this okay to use in maternity wards? Or is it okay that I use this around my pregnant wife that's about due? Is this okay to use around my newborn baby? Is it okay to treat the crib mattress? You know, stuff like this. I get questions all the time. Yes, the answer is yes to all those questions. It's completely safe if you follow the label. The label is the law. Follow the label. The label is there to explain to you the safe way to use a pesticide to where it will not hurt you. It's like, let's go buy an IKEA piece of furniture, but we're not going to read the instructions. Okay? We're going to try to put together this big, huge box of wooden parts and screws and bolts, and we're going to not use the directions. We're not going to follow the directions. You ever order a piece of IKEA furniture? Like, seriously. It is like a giant jigsaw puzzle. It takes hours to put together. It is the most frustrating thing, even with the instructions. You've got to read your label. And actually, I recommend read the label of your pesticide before you buy it. Because then you know if you are competent enough to use it. If you read through this label and you're like, I don't know if I can do this, don't do it. Don't try. Because pest control is not for everybody. It's not easy. I've been doing this for 34 years. I make it look easy, but that's because I've been doing it all my entire life. I know how to do it. But a person like my 9-year-old daughter, she'll be 9 next month, But I can't give her a tank and tell her to go treat a house and just say this is how it's done and expect her to do it right. She has no experience. She has probably more experience than some people because she goes to work with me sometimes. But the point is that I can't give it to her and tell her she can go and do it and have her be effective. It probably won't be effective. So people see me. They see me go to a house and they think, oh, I could do that. No, not really. You don't understand what I do. That's why I have all these videos. That's why I put all these videos online, is so people can watch them and learn how to do it effectively and what to use to do it effectively. So, anyway, that's my soapbox about the label. You got to follow the label. If you don't follow the label and you buy these pesticides that are available to you, the government will take them away from you. That's just the truth. Rodenticide has been hit really hard by the government of the United States. California eliminated a lot of rodenticides. And there's a call. So I got to get off my soapbox now. Hello, this is Jason with Green Acres Pest Control. Can I help you?
Yes, sir. I saw you have a live show right now on YouTube.
I do. You are calling it. How are you?
Yeah, I'm doing well. Well, I wish I could be better, brother.
What's going on?
I've been having problems with some little specks.
Okay.
Are very active at night, and they eating us alive.
Okay. Is it fleas?
It doesn't look like fleas. Actually, we had like 5 bird nests.
Oh, it's bird mites.
Probably, but those were since June last year, and we having health problems because of that. The only thing that takes them off of our body is a shower with salt.
Okay.
And we don't know how to get rid of them. I already took the nest and away, and we are having problems taking the birds away from the property.
So you already took the birds away.
We need some help. Go ahead.
You said you already took the bird nests away?
Yes, but the birds keep coming back to build a nest, and we have to pay attention whenever they are at the porch. And what we do is we shoot them with the BB gun. We don't want to kill them, because we think that if we kill them, we're going to make it worse.
Right. Well, chicken mites, which is a type of a poultry mite, can live up to 10 months without a host. So...
chicken mites?
Yeah, chicken mites, which is a type of a poultry mite.
Ooh.
Which they can live up to 10 months without a host. So the host is the bird. They cannot live off of you. Like, so if they bite you, they won't be able to live off of your blood. They have to have a bird eventually. But if they're able to get a bird, they will get what they need to survive. So a lot of exterminators will tell you, if you call them and you say, we have mites, they'll actually tell you, well, there's nothing we could do. The mites will die naturally. Just give it enough time, they'll die, they'll starve. And they will.
Yes.
But 10 months is a long time. 10 months is a really long time, almost an entire year that you're dealing with these bugs biting you, chewing you, eating you up. And so I usually recommend they've got these pesticides you can buy at farm stores. I don't know, where do you live? Where are you from?
Huntsville, Alabama.
Alabama. Well, they should have a farm store there then.
Yeah.
They have a farm supply. So Tractor Supply is one of the chains that they have here. And you can get different spray. You go in and ask them, say you've got a problem with poultry mites, and you tell them I need to spray for poultry mites, and they will tell you what type of chemical to buy. Usually it's like a permethrin type pesticide, cypermethrin, something like that, but you need to get the right label. Like Demon Max is cypermethrin, but it's not the right mix you need. You need to actually go to the farm store and tell them this is what I have a problem with, and they will give you what you need. And sometimes it's even pre-mixed. You could get it and it's already made. You just have to put it in a tank and spray it.
I tell you what, I use you just mentioned the name Demon Max.
Yes.
That thing don't kill him. I use permethrin. That thing doesn't kill him.
Right.
I had to get something that was from another country that's called Asunto. This thing kills ticks,
Yes.
termites, and pretty much kills everything.
Okay.
And that's the only thing that seems like kill him, but from our shoes. But I wonder, I mean, shoes and clothes, we have to put it in a bucket and then put our clothes there and our shoes.
Right.
Because they nest on our shoes as
Right.
well on our skin too. For some reason, they like the hair. Because I got them on my hair. I have to shave my head off, you know.
That sounds like lice. Are you sure it's not lice?
No, because I went to the doctor and everything, and they gave me permethrin, and they gave me a bunch of different medicine, and that thing don't kill them.
Yeah, that's true. It won't. With lice develop an immunity to permethrin, and it doesn't work very well at all anymore. The way that they can get rid of lice, and in fact, if they still have it, it would be lindane. Lindane for lice. Let's see, I'm looking it up right now. Lindane is a drug, so it's something
Yes.
that they give they use it in the Army all the time. Like the Army, the Marine Corps, if they get lice because they're overseas and they're living outside a lot, that's a medication. The only way to get lindane, it's a lotion. It's a pesticide. It's a chlorinated hydrocarbon, and it's of an old
Yeah, they
family.
actually gave me a small bottle of that, but these are not lies because these are like white, and when they die, they turn black. I tell you how to find it on my body. I had to buy a blue light, so I turn all the lights off, and I shine that light on my body, and that's how I find them, because they are bright blue. Even though
really-
when you trap them, they turn black. I
It
mean, I use
really
a roller.
does.
lamp
I mean,
roller.
I'm being honest with you. It really does sound like lice. It doesn't sound like mites at all, because mites are black.
Really?
Yeah, mites are black. They look like pinpricks, like little teeny tiny, like the circular.
Spiders, yes, that's how they like. They
Yeah,
look like
they look like
spiders.
Now, there is a type of a body lice that looks more like a spider, like scabies.
Oh,
But or
okay.
yeah, and that's like I said, that has to be prescribed by a doctor. The only way to eliminate that is to go to the doctor. That's the only way. And you can
Okay.
get scabies from animals that die at your house. Like I had a lady one time that had a raccoon die underneath her trailer, and it had scabies, and the scabies can come up through the floorboards, and she ended up infesting her trailer with scabies. They got all over her, and they started living on her body, and she had to go to the doctor. It's the only way to get rid of them. There's no pesticide on the market you can get. You have to go to the doctor.
Oh, wow. Okay.
But lindane is something you can only use once, because it's something you can't
Yes.
really reapply, because lindane builds up in the body and it can cause harm if you use too much, and you have to wait a certain period before you can reuse it. So you may have to use something
Oh,
different.
wow.
But like I said, I'm not a doctor. This is beyond my scope, that I can't really help with something like this. But, that's something you have to go to a doctor for.
Okay. Well, great. Thank you very much.
Good luck.
Appreciate your time.
No problem. Have a good
And
day.
I am a new subscriber on your channel, and keep going, man. You're doing pretty
Great.
good. I love it.
I do the best I can. Y'all have a good night.
You too. Bye bye.
Bye. Let's see. Boy, y'all really talked a lot during that one. Let's see. You treat when she's not around, Jennifer says. That's great. That's what I would do. So if there's any questions, be sure to repost if you have a question, because the chat did scroll pretty quickly for me. And I don't really have, I mean, I got Jennifer here. She might be able to post a question or two. But if you follow the label, Crossfire is safe and effective, no smell either. There we go. Another question. Hello, this is Jason with Green Acres Pest Control. Can I help you?
Hey, Jason, this is Kirk.
Yes.
Hey, I was just wanting to get your opinion on a snake away.
Oh, it's crap.
Is it?
Yeah.
Does it do anything for like poisonous snakes?
No.
At all?
Not anything at all. It gives people peace of mind. That's the only thing it does. It doesn't actually do anything. Snake away is crushed up mothballs and lime. That's all it is, and maybe a little bit of some stone and stuff in it mixed in. But that's all it is. It's not really it's not effective. It's a placebo. If anybody thinks it's keeping snakes away, it's because the snakes decided to go away from the house and find food somewhere else. Snakes eat mice, rats, birds, varmints, squirrels, stuff like that. If you can get rid of those kind of things living around the house, the snake's going to go wherever the food is, and they'll leave your house alone.
So literally, it's just a scheme if somebody's pitching that to you.
Yeah, I mean, okay, so if you take a snake and you put it in a bucket, like a 5-gallon bucket, you throw some snake away in that bucket, and then you put the lid on, the snake will die because it can't get away from the snake away. Snake away, so paradichlorobenzene and naphthalene, which are the two active ingredients in mothballs, kill snakes if they're confined with them. But in open area, like just spreading it around your house where it's dissipating out into the air, it's not going to hurt. It's not going to do anything at all. And even in a crawl space, there's still too much area, so the snake can crawl right over the snake away. It's not going to kill them. It won't hurt them to crawl over it. And so, no, it doesn't work. I hate to tell you, but I've been trying to convince people for years that stuff doesn't work. I have actually seen snakes crawl over whole mothballs, which is a much more concentrated than snake away, and they just don't. They act like it's not even there. It doesn't. But now I have put mothballs in a basement. I had a customer one time who had a garter snake, and garter snakes give live birth. So the garter snake got in the basement. It had like 30-some babies in her basement. They killed, I think it was 27 or 28 of them, including the mother. Drug them up, took them outside. He went and put heavy mothballs. He put like 6 boxes of mothballs in his basement. That's a lot of mothballs. You went down in his basement, it'd give you a headache. It was so strong. And he had 8 little baby snakes that crawled out in the middle of the floor and died. But they couldn't get away from the mothballs. If they can't get away from it, yeah, it'll kill them. But if they can get away from them, it's not going to really do any damage to the snakes at all.
Okay.
So.
Yeah, that's pretty much what I was thinking too. It's basically I was just kind of looking at the whole aspect of it and kind of reading it. I didn't think it really did anything for poisonous snakes by any means, and I don't want to keep black snakes away from my property by any means because they're doing the good job. They're keeping the mice and rats away.
Well, black snakes will eat copperheads and rattlesnakes too. So
they will, yes, absolutely.
But I'll tell you a trick. Get you a minnow trap. A minnow trap will catch snakes. If you set up a minnow trap next to your property, like next to let's say you've got a snake that crawls next to the house all the time, like right up next to the house. You can put a minnow trap right up next to the house. The snake will crawl in through the funnel, get trapped in there, and can't get out. And you can catch them and kill them. So if you know a place where there's like a poisonous snake, like maybe a den of copperheads or a rattlesnake or something, you know where they're living, you can take and put that minnow trap over there. You can catch a couple snakes and kill them.
Okay.
So it's effective.
Yeah,
it works.
I just live in an area where there's quite a few copperheads. And
yeah, that's how it is here.
Which I don't live too far from you. I know you live in Virginia. I live in West Virginia. Yeah. And there's certain areas here we have copperhead dens all over the place.
Oh yeah, they're everywhere. Yeah, we're the same. I mean, we used to all be Virginia back before the Civil War. So
we did. I mean, we did.
Yeah.
But basically, I was just trying to experience around, just trying to get an opinion on stuff. I know Lowe's still that snake away stuff, and I've seen it and stuff. I just wanted to get your opinion on it.
It just doesn't work. It just doesn't. I hate to tell people because I know a lot of people that love the stuff and swear by it, and I just can't convince them. I'm like, I know it doesn't because I know what it's made of, but you have a good night, okay?
All right, you too.
Thank you. All right, I have to use bathroom, so I'm going to use my AFK picture like this, and I can't really go AFK on TikTok, so they go see my cool American flag britches, because that's what I'm wearing. So I'm gonna go AFK just for a minute. No, I'm back. Alright, so thank you. I'm gonna have to start playing backup music or something when I do that. When I go and I put that scene on, it'll be go doo 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 or something. It'd be fun. Alright, anyway. I love live stream nights. This is fun. You guys are great. Had a lot of calls tonight. It's been really, really enjoyable talking with everybody tonight. Alright, yeah, if Jennifer's like my groupie, so she's the admin. She bans like all of the weird bots. And like I said, she's my groupie. She hangs out, and if she knows how to answer questions about Crossfire and stuff. So if people have any questions about bedbugs, she's been watching everything. She knows everything, pretty much. So about overspraying with Precor, I sprayed my mattress a lot and some dirty clothes. Should I throw a lot of stuff away? Yeah, I don't know. I don't use Precor. That's not. Let's go look at the label and see what the label says, because usually that's the way that I figure. Paste. Let's see, Precor label. Oh, let's see what it says. Let's share. Let's show you what it says. All right. Methoprene. I'm guessing this is Precor is just an IGR. Okay, so apply at a rate of 1 gallon of diluted spray. Treat all areas harboring fleas, including carpets, furniture, pets sleeping in bedding areas, throw rugs. Treat under cushions of upholstered furniture. Avoid contact with treated surfaces until dry. When applying to upholstery where staining could be a concern, apply dilution. Okay, yeah, let's talk about staining stuff. Shake well. Let's see, shake well before you see. This is the way that I mix my chemical right here. It says, prepare a diluted spray solution with a final concentration approximately of 0.007% by adding 1 ounce of Precor to 1 gallon of water. Periodically fill the mixing container with half gallon of water. Add Precor, shake well, then add the remaining half gallon of water. Shake well before each use. When tank mixing, follow the directions above, except add the product to the tank mix first, agitate, then add Precor, agitate, then complete filling the spray tank, and agitate once more. So let's see. Yeah. Typically IGRs, let's see, Precor IGR concentrate acts on the immature life stages of a flea, preventing the adult flea from developing flea eggs. Okay, when applied to surfaces, typically with an IGR, you add it to a pesticide. I don't see where it allows you to do that. How is this even decent at all? Ever? Okay, so the way an IGR, the way that I use IGRs, and I've never used Precor, so I really wasn't sure until I read the label on what it even does or how it's even supposed to be used. But typically with an IGR, you will want to mix it with your active ingredient. So if you're using like Alpine WSG as your pesticide of choice, then you would mix the Precor with Alpine. Or if you're using Demon Max, then you mix Precor with the Demon Max. So it turns the one pesticide into two. All right, one is the active pesticide and the other is the IGR. So the idea is that if the pesticide doesn't work to the full effect, the IGR will help with whatever's left over, basically. That's the way I've always used Precor. It doesn't say anything about not treating mattresses specifically. It tells you where to treat. It does say to treat furniture, which I assume a mattress would be considered furniture. I don't think that you've done anything that is off-label at all from what I'm reading here. It's not a very extensive label, so I wouldn't assume you would have to throw away your furniture unless you just feel safe for doing it. You could always do that, but I personally would probably not worry with throwing away the furniture if it were my bed. And I can only tell you what I would do in this situation, but I don't use Precor. I've never used it. I think the bugs are all gone, and I think I contaminated some of my stuff overspraying is what I mean. Okay, Caveman, so it's literally snake oil. Yes, Snake Away is literally snake oil. Crossfire is on Amazon. Do you trust that as a viable place to purchase from? Sorry, I didn't speak. Hello, everyone. Okay, so yes, Random Crafting Gamer. That is how I started my business. The reason I use Amazon, so I've been on YouTube for six years. Has it been 6 years? 5 years? 6 years? It'll be 6 years in August. Huh?
5?
6 years in August. So it's been 5.5 years.
Okay.
And when I first started my YouTube, I didn't have this. Alright, this page didn't exist. When I started on YouTube, I did not have an Amazon list for people to go and see what you could buy. Now, the reason this is here, now I do make a percentage, it's an affiliate link. I'm considered an influencer, I guess is what they call those people who sell through websites or whatever. But it's got stuff, this is the stuff that I use in my business. When I started my company, I bought everything, almost everything I bought through Amazon. I had a couple of things through a couple of other websites I bought, but most every single thing I bought on Amazon because my wife had an Amazon Prime membership and we could get stuff delivered really fast. Because when I was ready, so what we did was we got the LLC, we got our business license. I already had my pest control license because I've had that since I was 17. And as soon as we got all that stuff connected exactly the way we needed, we got our insurance and all the stuff we needed, I hit the ground running and I ordered all my stuff right away and started work. I got everything from Amazon Prime within 2 days, which was just great. And now I don't order everything on Amazon now. Sometimes Amazon has the cheapest price. I go with whoever's the cheapest. I am pretty particular about where I order my products on Amazon. I typically only order, if I order on Amazon, I order only Amazon Prime stuff. So like if you order, so let me explain how I do this. So if I go to ant control, let's say I need some alpine. All right, let's go to this alpine. All right, this is sold by, let's see, who is this sold by? This is sold by Amazon. See? This is sold by Amazon. So that I'm going to buy from them because it's sold by Amazon. But now if I go down here and I click this one, this is sold by Jamelin Supply. This is sold by Pest Management Supply. This is sold by Pest Remedies. And so I wouldn't necessarily want to buy from those locations because I may not get it as quickly. I may not get what I trust the Amazon logo more than some of these other salespeople. And you may not get the same deal on your return. So if you buy it and it doesn't work, or you buy it and it's open when you get it, or it's damaged or something like that, you're going to have a harder time replacing the product with an off Amazon salesperson. But if it's Amazon.com you've bought it from and you know it came from Amazon.com, you're going to get that type of guarantee with your product. And so that's why I bought from Amazon. That's what and so when I started my YouTube channel, and I've got all these videos, I've got almost 400 videos. I will have 400 videos probably by next week, week after. 400 videos, okay? I had over 100 videos before I even made an Amazon page because people kept asking me. They would call me. They would ring my phone and they would say, where can I buy this stuff? Where can I get Crossfire? Where can I get... And so I'm like, I don't know what to tell you. I just search it on Amazon. Well, where on Amazon? Can I trust these places? Can I find this? I'm like... And so I looked into these affiliate links because people do this. People have these Amazon pages like this. And I saw someone else do it, and I was like, that's what I need to do because I can't... So if you go to here, this is my Amazon page, but if you go to, like, greenacrespc.com, right? This is my webpage. Okay? See, I tell you my price and everything right up front. It's all right there. This is my webpage. I can't have this over here. It just doesn't look professional. And I got somebody calling again. Hello, this is Jason with Green Acres Pest Control. Can I help you?
Hey, Jason, this is Random. I hope that I'm getting good reception so you can hear me well.
I can hear you.
Okay, we got really kind of wonky weather right now. But yes, thank you so much for answering my question because I do question a lot of the things that are on Amazon. And like you, I do tend to lean more to the things that are literally sold from them. But there was something that I found, and it was kind of, it's kind of one of those things where you find it and you kind of like, It's called MGK 1977 Crossfire Insecticide Aerosol 17-ounce cream. Have you had any experience with that product?
The aerosol? Let me see. Okay. So that is the reason it's got the 1977. I believe it's a lot number. So like, let me see. Is it a lot number? I want to make sure because I looked it up just now. I mean, it's the same thing. The problem with aerosols is that they've got ingredients that aren't. All right, so let me show, because I'm going to share my picture with the people so they can see what I'm talking to you about. So when you look at the can of aerosol spray, it will have the exact same active ingredients as Crossfire as what you would mix from a concentrate. But the problem is that there is a list there that says other ingredients on the can. That other ingredients are fillers. Like it could be water, it could be, which usually is some water because they have to have something that carries the pesticide. But it could have propellants like petroleum-based propellants and things that will react with the chemical. So the problem is that whenever you add something to an aerosol and you've got all these propellants in the can, that even if it's just like it could be, I mean, back in the day, with hairspray, people would have Freon in hairspray so that the hairspray would come out of the can. It's these ingredients that they add to the aerosol to put it under pressure, to keep it under pressure, that can react with pesticide. And I have had people tell me specifically that the Crossfire in a can, the aerosol, is not as effective as the liquid that's mixed. So if you mix the liquid in a gallon sprayer, you're going to have better results than with the aerosol can. Now, I would buy the aerosol if I were going like on vacation. Let's say you were going to a hotel room and there's no other hotels open. There's no way you're going to get your money back. And you get into a room and it just happens to have bed bugs. I might use a can of Crossfire aerosol just to be on the safe side around the bed to kill anything that's in the room. But as far as, it's not going to last as long as a liquid mix.
Gotcha. Okay, that's what I was learning about because I did go to your site via your link in your description, and I didn't see it listed, and I was like, let me go ahead and ask a little more just to make sure I'm aware because we do have some travel plans coming up in the future, and I don't want these things in my home.
But that's something you could take. I mean, it's got a lid and everything. You could take it with you on vacation, and then you don't have to worry about having to mix it. It's just there. You could always keep it even in a plastic bag if you're worried it might go off in your luggage. You could keep it in a plastic bag and everything. And then you've got that can that you can use to try to mitigate some things. You can also treat your luggage. I usually recommend people that are going on vacation, in fact, we do this ourselves, is you can treat your luggage bag with Crossfire. Treat it, let it dry, and then you can just put your clothes in it like you normally would. If the bed bugs try to crawl up on your luggage and go home with you, they'll die. They won't be able to survive because the bag's been treated.
Wonderful, because I do have a loved one that is been doing a lot of fighting and trying to eradicate the issues, for lack of a better word. I'm sorry, I have some speech issues.
You're fine.
I spoke to you before, and you were guiding me, and she is getting better. Thank God. With her situation, she's very adamant. She's very careful, and she's constantly checking. But I do want to make a couple purchases tonight, and I want to make sure I was purchasing the right things, not only for our travel, but also just to help her, because she is a senior citizen, get those things gone.
Right.
And I will use your affiliate link because I do want you to get, any kind of kickback you can from that, because what's the point of buying it and some random person getting it when this is someone that I follow and I support and I appreciate to the absolute ends of the earth. I'd rather you get the kickback than someone else.
Well, I appreciate that's real sweet. You have a really good night. I appreciate you very much. Thank you.
Yes, sir. You do the same. Thank you so much for everything.
Oh, I love doing what I do. It's fun. Thank you for calling.
Okay, bye-bye.
All right, bye. All right. Sorry, I see Jennifer says I can't hear me. I turned my mic up. Let me know. Is that too loud? Hello? Let me know, because it's redlining over here. I don't want to be too loud and blow your eardrums. For people that are wearing headsets, I don't want to hurt you, because I'm wearing one, and I don't like when people yell in my ears. So, let's see. The old thinking is like 3 glasses of whiskey makes me feel good, so 6 will make me feel great. Not necessarily. Exactly. Well, a lot of people will question me when I do my service, and I'm squirting the baseboards. I don't use a lot of chemical. I've been doing this for a long time. I know where the chemical needs to go to be effective. And they'll say, "Is that all it takes?" I'm like, yes. Can't you put a little more? No. If I put more, then it's going to run off into the floor. It's going to puddle in the floor. Trust me. It's not the quantity of product that's used. It's the quality of the service you're receiving, and that's what kills bugs. So you don't need to mix it 2 or 3 times the recommended dose. It's gonna work the way it's supposed to work if you mix it the way it's labeled to be mixed, and it will kill bugs. You don't mix it stronger. It doesn't make it stronger. It just makes it. All right, the label is listed. If it says ½ ounce to a gallon, or 1 ounce to a gallon, or with Crossfire 13 ounces to a gallon, if you mix it 26 ounces to the gallon, which is double strength, then you're getting into the, is this harmful to you? Because it's labeled in a way to kill the bugs and be harmless to you. But if you mix it too strong and then you go lay in your bed, is it going to hurt you? Because you're mixing it above labeled strength. Expect to hurt yourself. if you're going to mix your pesticide stronger than the recommended dose, it's like if you had a headache and the dosage is 2 Tylenol for a headache, and you decide to take 2 bottles of Tylenol for your headache, you'll kill yourself. It's harmful to you because the labeled dose is 2 for a headache, not 200. Okay, and you may think, well, I'm going to take 200 because that'll make my headache go quicker. Yeah, you'll die and you won't hurt at all because you'll die. And so use that when you mix pesticides. It's the same exact thing. You're using chemicals. You only want to mix them the recommended dose. Don't mix it. It's not stronger. It's stronger to you, not to the bugs. The bugs are going to die the same as they always did, but you're going to die possibly if you overmix your pesticide. Don't do that. And Jennifer did mention, I've been out of town and I haven't been able to answer calls for 2 weeks. So the last 2 live streams, I actually went out of town. I drove out of town on Thursday night, and I did a live stream from Georgia, from, what was it? Savannah, Georgia. And then the next Thursday, I was in Cape Coral, Florida, and I did a live stream from Cape Coral, Florida. So I haven't been able to. That's why the phone, I think, is ringing off the hook tonight, because it's been 2 weeks. I haven't been able to answer any calls on the phone. And some people just like to call and ask. It's easier than typing. So, anyway, everyone wants an instant fix. We don't get infested overnight, so therefore we can't get rid of them overnight. So yeah, and that's absolutely correct. In fact, houses that are attractive. So let's say you have a house that gets mice, all right, and you've had mice in your house before. Because I say this because it's mouse season and mice get in houses now. So you have a problem with mice. Your house is, just because you kill your mice, if you get rid of your mice and your mice are gone and they've completely gone, that doesn't mean you won't get mice again. Your house is still attractive to mice. Whatever attracted your house to the mice in the first place, if they're attracted to your house, or ants, or spiders, or crickets, or whatever it is that's attracted to your house, whatever attracted them in the first place is still going to attract them. If you could change the shade of lipstick to make your house look more unattractive, you would, to keep the ants and the spiders and the mice away, And so understand that even houses that are treated with termites, some houses never get termites for some reason. We don't know why. The houses don't get them. They may have never even been treated for termites. They just don't get them. Some houses, as soon as the chemical is gone, the termites are right back in the house again that day almost. It's like they just really want to get in the house, and it's just something that you can't help. Some houses need regular pest control service, regular preventative service to keep the bugs away, and it's way more effective than trying to get rid of an infestation after it's become a problem. Because if it's a problem and the bugs they're living in your house, you've got hundreds, thousands, even millions of bugs living in your house. You've got to kill those numbers, and it's going to take longer to get rid of an active infestation than it will to just keep the bugs out. Preventative is always the cheapest, best way to go when you deal with bugs. Always. I just ordered Crossfire. Do you have a how-to video somewhere? Yeah, I got lots of how-to videos. Lots and lots and lots. So, let's see, a how-to video. I've got how to mix Crossfire. So what you do is you go there, and look, ooh. All right, so if you go to my YouTube channel and you go to videos, all right, these are all my videos. All right, this is lots. There's my kids. There's Emma and Charlie and me. All right, these are all my videos, okay? So what you do is you search how to bed bug. Just how to bed bug. All right, how to kill bed bugs completely using alcohol. That's called clickbait, because that's bad. Don't use that one. Let's see, how to get rid of bed bugs. There it is. So there's a bed bug. This is 11 minutes long, and if you go here, click this, and then you go share, and then you copy the link, and then I'll post it in chat right here. That's how to get rid of bed bugs. And then I've got another video, the most extensive, this one right here. This is a good one. Share, and we'll copy that video, and I'll put that one in chat. And then you want to search for, let's see, is it in here? No, it's not. So So you go up to the top and you search Crossfire. And there you got how to mix it. So then you click this video right here. And I got share, and we'll copy that link and I'll post that one. And now you got everything you need, how to kill bed bugs, how to mix it, and everything. So that's how to mix Crossfire, so you understand how to mix it and everything. And there's some shirts I sell right there. No one ever buys my shirts. I think Jennifer might have bought one. She never did send me a picture. The Beetles are on, let's see. So, I tell you what a guy did, Molly. Now, I can't tell you to do this, because I already read the label. And you know the label says, Japanese beetles are not on the label. They're not on the label. But I know a guy, personally, who treated his own rose bush with demon, and it killed Japanese beetles. Didn't hurt the roses at all. And I can't tell you to do it because it's not on the label. Japanese beetles are not on the label. But there's a guy that I know that treated his own rose bushes with demon, and it killed him. So, anyway. But I can't tell you to do it. I can't tell you to go against the label, because that would be against the law. The label's the law. But I know a guy. So anyway, personally, really personally, I know him very personally, like almost like he's my person. Let's see, they can detect WSG. Do they walk right? Oh, Alpine WSG is not detectable. Bugs don't know it exists. They just crawl through it and it kills them. So. Random Crafting Gamer says, just ordered the Crossfire concentrate via your store. Make sure you get your credit for recommending it to us. It's 3%. That's the kickback. If y'all want to know, I'm very, 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 very transparent. If you buy pesticide from me, I get a 3% kickback. All right? It's a 3% sales commission. So let's say someone buys Alpine at $24. All right, let's do the math here. Let's see. It ain't much. It's really not. Let's pull up my calculator app, because I can't do it in my head. All right, so if I got $24, all right, $24 times 0.03 equals 72 cents. All right, so if you buy, I don't want to move that. If you buy that Alpine right there, if you buy that, I make 72 cents. Okay, that ain't very much, really. Really, it's not. And I really only have it there. I only have it there. The links on my page, because I want you to have a good resource you can go to find what you need. And it's really not about money. It really isn't. I mean, it's there, and I do make a kickback, and I've got it. I mean, it says right here, Green Acres Pest Control earns money from this storefront. I do. It's not much. It really isn't. And I just really want an easy place that you could find it that looks professional, where I don't have to put it on my webpage. I mean, this is my webpage. This is for people contact me locally. They call me to hire me. You know, they got my phone number and stuff on there. You can hire me through my webpage. You know, if you go to my services, you got bedbug control. There's my bedbug page. You know, people can say I do statewide bed bugs. You can schedule. You know, this is for local people. This isn't for YouTube. But this covers YouTube. And so that's why I have an Amazon landing page, and I've got books and stuff on there. You can even go, like, if you go to the bedbug, let me see. And there's a book right there. I actually recommend this one. This is $1. This is $1. It's $0 if it's Kindle. I wrote that book. That's Troublesome Pest Solutions Volume 1. I never did write a Volume 2 because I never really had a no one really asked. But I don't know what I'd write about. But anyway, it's really not. I really just like to do this to help. I know a lot of people, they and the reason I'm so, I don't know, what's the word, standoffish about, advertising the stuff that I do and the stuff I have online is because I've had a lot of people say some pretty mean, hurtful things to me on my YouTube channel, and here I am. I'm going to talk about how my Fifis got hurt, but I'm really kind of thick-skinned now. But people jump all over me because I have affiliate links, and they try to act like, oh, you're just trying to make money. You're just trying to make money. You're lying. You just want them to buy your stuff. Nah, I just want you to know what's cheap, and I want you to know what's effective. I used to live in Section 8 housing. I know what it's like to not have any money. I know what it's like to feel like, to have to go in front of the guy to tell him, why you didn't make any money this month, and why you still need your food stamps, and why you still need your government-assisted housing, and why you still need your oil-heated housing, and why you still need, clothes at the Goodwill, and why you have to buy your, I know what it's like to have to scrounge around every single penny you possibly can, and you hope that you have an extra quarter this month so you can pay for just a little bit of gas. I know what it's like. And so I have these places here so people can see where they can find the stuff they need. It's really not about what I make off of Amazon. Everything I make on Amazon, YouTube, all that stuff from the monetization that I do, I put back into YouTube. I try to push it back to you so you get even more information, so you get more stuff out there to make it easier for you to find this stuff, because nobody else is doing what I do. I feel like more people should. What's going on? What's going on?
Sounded like something crashed in the kitchen.
I think you got ice. Can you throw a log on the fire?
I guess so.
I got a fire running down here because it's cold outside. Anyway. Sometimes it gets to me. I've been on YouTube for a long time, and I've kind of grown a thick skin. But there are some things people say, and I will talk to my wife, and I say, they don't get it. They just don't get it. They leave these comments, and they talk about how all I want is money and stuff. I said, if you saw how much money I actually get from YouTube and Amazon, you would think, wow, this guy does an awful lot for very little bit. So, it's really not. It's really not. For those that are on YouTube, that do YouTube for a living, they're not living off of much, really. Oh, Jennifer said, sales stack up, more toys for the baby. Sorry, I'm just reading the text and stuff. Viewers want to support you out of appreciation. Your time, expertise has value. Let the fools show up in chat. I get these people, and they say all these things about how I'm so stupid, and I don't understand heat treatments, and I don't understand bait, and I don't understand roaches, and I don't understand diatomaceous earth. But not a single one of them will show up and call me on Skype and talk to me about it. Never. I've invited them. I'll get on their post and I'll say, show up Thursday night after 9:30 Eastern time. I'm here. Call me. Let's talk. Let's discuss this. Why don't you prove your point instead of just getting on a YouTube comment and saying, well, you're wrong. And then they can't back anything up. I can actually explain myself why heat does not work, why it's not effective. And I'd ask them right out. I'd say, well, then why does it fail so many times if it's such a great way to kill bed bugs? But nobody ever shows up. They like to come in and they like to talk and they like to run their mouth and stuff, but they never actually like to actually talk to me directly, because I'm doing all this candid. Everything I do is off the cuff. I take every call that comes in on Skype. I answer. You hear, I got a guy calling about body lice and scabies and crabs and stuff, and I really don't know how to handle a call like that except go to the doctor, because that's really, the doctor is the only person that can help with that. I can't help with that. But I answered the call, and I answered his question because he asked me. This is a questions about anything. If you want to call and ask about my baby, I will tell you about my baby. My baby's healthy. He's 3 months old. He's really cute and cuddly and sweet. and just wonderful. And so, I answer questions. Some heroes don't wear capes. Sometimes I do. Sometimes I do wear a cape if I'm playing with kids. Let's see. There are some shady exterminators out there. Let's see. It's like, well, yeah, I have had exterminators call me and talk to me on the phone and ask advice, and I just tell them, well, this is what I do. Hopefully it'll work for you. And they try it, and it works. So, people like, exactly, none of those people would work for free. You always help us and don't get paid to help. I don't. But I look forward to live streams. There are times where I want to do this every week, every Thursday night. And there are times, just to be candid with you, there's times where I'll look at my wife and I'm like, I'm exhausted. I worked all day. Like this morning, I got up this morning at 6 o'clock and I got to my first stop a little bit after 7:30 and got to work, worked all day. Went out, I did take the family out to eat tonight when I got home, but we went out to eat. I just rolled in the driveway it was around 7:30 tonight. And I was like, I'm so tired, but I want to get on live stream. I want to get on live stream. I want to talk to people. And I'm like exhausted now because it's like almost midnight. It's I've been on here for over 2 hours and I actually really should get off of here, but it's been a couple weeks since I was able to actually answer the phones and talk to people tonight. My wife is probably going to throw something to me and say, hey, you got to get off there. It's time to go to bed or something. But there are nights where I'm like, I want to go to bed, but I roll in here and I talk to people and it just makes my night. You guys really just make my night. It's fun. I enjoy it. It's fun to talk to you and answer your questions and help. And I know that I'm actually helping people. I enjoy it. So I had bed bugs as a kid and I was traumatized. I laundered my bedding every night, slept on the floor, sprayed around the bedding and the floor. I did that for months. I wish I saw these videos then. How are you on time? Not even tired. I have children. I've gotten used to no sleep. So Emma was born almost 9 years ago. There was a week where I got 8 hours of sleep. The only way I got sleep was when I would leave in the morning at 3 o'clock in the morning because she was awake. Emma would wake up. And my wife will attest to this. She would wake up at the drop of a pin. And so I would get up 3 o'clock, go sit in a Walmart parking lot, let the truck idle, fall asleep, sleep for 2 hours, go to work all day, come home, pull up in a Lowe's parking lot, take a nap, drive home, and do the same thing the next day. It's the only way I got any sleep because Emma would not sleep at all. And when I started my company, we were still having issues with sleep at night until Emma was like 3 or 4. It was like 3 or 4 years of her not sleeping through the night. And when I started my company, Alicia, my wife, she's like, well, we could do 24 hours. I said, well, I'm not sleeping anyway. I might as well go out and help people at night. I've done bat jobs in the middle of the night, 3 o'clock in the morning, gone out, caught a bat and take it outside. I've done roaches, I've done bed bugs, I've done mice in the middle of the night where people will have one running through the house and I'll go and I'll help them. And I just don't sleep really much. I did a late night bed bug job in Charlottesville. I left my house at 10:30. I got there at midnight. He actually met me. He's probably one of my favorite customers I've ever worked for. But I got to his house. He actually met me in the rain. He took me to his apartment because I couldn't find it. It was the middle of the night in Charlottesville. I couldn't find his apartment. He came down, met me on the street. I drove up to his apartment. We got out, and we got rid of his bed bugs. I didn't get home until 3:30 that morning. And he asked me, he's like, how do you do this? It's like, seriously, I would not be able to function tomorrow. You got to work tomorrow? I was like, yeah. He's like, I would not be able to function. And I'm like, I've got kids, and I've got one that has taught me that I'm not allowed to sleep anymore. And so I've kind of learned to drink coffee and cope. It works. I mean, now Finley sleeps all night. He's fantastic, and I'm actually able to get sleep. But Emma was rough, but she trained me good, man. I don't need a lot of sleep like I used to. In fact, TikTok, if you follow me on TikTok, if Finley decides he doesn't want to sleep, I do live streams on TikTok up here, you guys, and I will actually film him. and I'll talk to Finley, and he'll giggle and gaga and laugh and point at the camera and stuff, and it's hilarious. And we do late night baby streams on TikTok when he won't sleep, but it's fun because I think it's funny. But you don't see very many people stream their babies, but he's cute and I like him, and he's really a joy. Kids are just great, honestly. My son, my oldest, Rory, he on the 21st he turned. We actually did a stream on his birthday. He turned. It was his birthday. No, it was Friday. Was his birthday. We did a stream Thursday night, and he turned 17. And so all ages, they're just great all the time. So I have a big problem. We have black widows in our kitchen. Every cabinet has a sack nest in one of the dark corner. You need to get rid of those and crush them and kill them. Take them to the dog park for a few hours. These shows provide peace of mind. Let's see. I use Benadryl and Bud Light to sleep, brother. That would probably work. That'd probably work. But the problem is when you have babies, I could take a shot, fall right to sleep. That would put me right to sleep. I have no problem sleeping through anything. If I take tequila is horrible. I will sleep like the dead if I take a shot of tequila. But the problem is that then when the baby wakes up in the middle of the night and needs tended to, I sleep through it. So I don't drink. I really hardly ever drink. Very rarely. When we went to the beach, Alicia made me 2 pina coladas. Whole time I was at the beach, that's all I had. I might have had one Blue Moon, and that's it. And I did answer a question earlier about I answered a question about snakes. And if you want to get rid of snakes, you need to get rid of their food source. Because snakes eat mice, they eat varmints. And so you want to get those things away from the house. Because if you can get away the food source, the snakes aren't going to come around. Snakes are animals of whatever's the easiest they can put their mouth on and eat. They just want to eat something. And if you can get their food away and they're hungry, they'll go somewhere else. They'll leave your house alone. They won't live there. They'll live somewhere else. So snakes are really easy. Snakes are probably one of the easiest things to deal with. Unless you're living in the mountains of West Virginia or somewhere, then where you're dealing with like rattlesnakes and copperheads all the time everywhere you go. Usually you can get rid of snakes by just eliminating their food source. Mice, get some mouse stations, put some bait stations out, and kill your mice. Get the birds off the house. Don't let birds nest on your house. Birds are snake food. And so if you eliminate that kind of stuff, then usually you won't have problems with snakes at all. I have twins who didn't sleep through the night until 5.5. I was getting up 6 times a night, Alicia. Twins. I told Alicia I'd like twins. I'd like to have twins. But I like babies. You take a couple twins and then you're done. I've got 4 children. And I don't know. We could probably have, 6, 7 more? Right? I just turned 40. I'd be raising kids till I'm 100. Any advice for house centipedes? Granules help a lot in the yard. Treat the yard. Centipedes and millipedes both come from the yard. And usually if you do a really well treatment in the yard, do a preventative in the house, baseboards. Centipedes can live in block wall. If you have a cinder block wall, treat around the inside, outside of the wall so that when they crawl out of the block, they die. Usually it takes a couple months, but you can eliminate centipedes that way. If you do want to treat all rooms, just wait for the first application to dry, let the dogs out, treat the room your dogs have been in. That's good. That's actually good advice. I've actually recommended people to do that before, where they have problems where they can't let their dogs out. You can treat all the rooms of the house except the one the dogs are in when the treatment is dry, like 3-4 hours. Then let the dogs in the house, treat the house they were in, block it off, don't let the dogs back in it. And then you can, or cats, you use cats or groundhogs, not groundhogs, what do you call them? Guinea pigs, whatever. If you've got pets you don't want to be, accessing the chemical treated areas, put them in a room until the chemical's dry. Then it's perfectly safe to release the pets back into the area. Be sure to cover all fish tanks and stuff like that. You don't want any pesticide drifting down into a fish tank. A lot of people don't think about fish. But if the chemical gets into the water, fish breathe water, it'll kill your fish. I quit Facebook, Jennifer. I do have my business page over there. I mean, that still exists, but I don't get on there anymore. Oh, you can go ahead and repeat the question. You ain't disrespectful to me, Molly. You go ahead. You go ahead. People can repeat their question. If I don't answer it, it's because I skipped over it by accident. If you have a question, just ask me again. I don't mind. Let's see. They are now 12. I guess the twins are 12. I had 3 kids under 2. I was so sleep deprived. If I spray Alpine WSG outside as a preventative during the rainy season, will it be effective? Yes, it will if you treat on a day that it's not raining. It will. It'll dry and it won't wash away. Have you even been bit? Have I ever been bit by a brown recluse? No, but my dad's been bit twice. He got bit once when we were camping. He was actually, we had gone to Hardee's, which out west it's called Carl's Jr., but we went to a Hardee's and he was drinking out of the straw, and a brown recluse had actually crawled down in the straw, and he sucked it up and it bit him on the roof of his mouth. He spit the spider out. That's how he knew what it was. And then we were at the beach, at Myrtle Beach, and we were staying at a hotel, and a spider bit him. It was actually in the hotel room, and a spider bit him. Lucky guy, ain't he? But yeah, I've seen them, but I've never been bit by one. My dad has, though. I tried to buy Crossfire from Amazon. They don't have it. I'm from Australia. That's because it's illegal in Australia. You cannot buy it if you live in Australia. Random Crafting Gamer says, wonderful. Thank you. Good night, all. Keep up the great work, sir. Heart. Facebook is poison. Yes, Facebook is poison. Poison. You know what it kills? Brain cells. It's very effective at killing brain cells. I grew a couple extra ones when I quit Facebook. Did you know that you will actually grow brain cells if you quit Facebook? It is a known fact to people who have quit Facebook. But I am going to call it a night. I have been on here for the longest, I think, except for when I did a drive for back when COVID first happened to try to help first responders, and I think I went on for over 3 hours. That was my longest live stream, but it's been 2.5. My throat is killing me. I've been doing nothing but talking. I don't know how these gamers can stream for 3, 4, 5 hours straight, and I just can't do it. I mean, I got to get up and pee. I got to drink. I got 40 ounces. It's almost empty, and I haven't really drank enough water, honestly. But you guys have a really great night. I appreciate everything you guys do. I really appreciate you coming, hanging out with me, asking your questions. The calls were great. It's been a great night. And hopefully, if everything works out all right, I'll be able to make it in here next week, because it's every week, Thursday night, after 9 o'clock typically. I do sometimes make it early if I can. I know there are some people that follow me on YouTube from England and Australia and different places of the world. And it's kind of hard to get on at a time where they can talk to me, because I do have small children and I do try to get them to bed, and I like to tuck them in. I make up a story every night. They like their story time. So, but anyway, you guys have a really great night. Tuesdays are typically when I get my videos. I have not made a video for this Tuesday. I'm going to do my best, try to get one up by Tuesday. But if not, I'll see you Thursday night, hopefully. If everything works out all right. Y'all have a real great night. I appreciate it. And I will see you next time. Bye. I can figure out what button to push.